I'm Michelle Collins and he's Sean Lowe. Welcome to After Paradise.
Later tonight, we'll be announcing the next Bachelor, and he'll be joining us here live.
You know that I'm like truly dying. You are gonna freak. But first, let's talk about this episode. Okay, so Ashley forced Kayla to leave Paradise. Jared ran after the twins, or ran after Kayla, and the twins killed off half the cast at the rose ceremony. It honestly felt like an episode of Game of Thrones. Welcome to After Paradise Live. To be honest, I'm like so excited about the new Bachelor, I can't even read. But tonight's show has fireworks, fights, tacos, and everybody falling in love with Wells. So America, we want to hear from you. I know y'all have thoughts and questions, so call us at 1-844-ROSE-TALK and you can speak with us live, or tweet using the hashtag Bachelor in Paradise, and we could use your comments and questions on the air. And go to abc.com/AfterParadiseLive to vote on our polls and play along at home. I swear it's fun. Okay. Let's get to this episode because I felt like it started off with the best thing ever in Paradise, which was Ashley's dead dog montage.
Wasn't that fantastic?
I truly, Sean, I thought Sarah McLachlan was going to walk down the steps and that she was like the next woman there.
When the sad day comes and when my dogs go to heaven, I hope that they can guide me from their heavenly perch and kind of lead me in the right direction.
When you hear the barking, call the authorities, though, because something snapped. But I have to say that Ashley, who, you know, we love Ashley because she brings just the right amount of crazy. I felt like this week it was almost too much crazy. Like, this week it became hard for me to defend her, and I almost feel like she's truly snapped. What did you think?
I think at some point, Ashley has to just let go. Like, I want to see what Kayla and Jared can become as a couple, and she never gave them that opportunity, and it was driving me nuts.
No, I totally am with you. I guess the question is, do you think Wells should give his rose to Ashley?
No, because I like Wells, and that's why.
Well, we all love Wells. That's a great time to introduce our guests. So let's get to it. Well, I'm so excited about tonight's Celebrity Superfans. First, we have comedian Paul Scheer, who I love. And we have German DJ and YouTuber Flula Borg. And yes, Wells is here. Hi, Wells. Oh, my God. It's like a dream. Wells, you better start chugging. The question is, are you drunk and are you Snapchatting?
Yes, and yes.
You will be. It's okay on this show to Snapchat. We have no rules. Paul, first of all, I adore you. Great to see you.
I love this show. How great is this show? I mean, pound for pound, I think this might be the best Bachelor iteration, right? Bachelorette, Bachelor, After Paradise. This is where it's at.
Yes, I like that.
Drama, everything. It's better than the Olympics and Stranger Things altogether.
Well, it's certainly, yes, it's certainly more athletic than the Olympics. But I want to ask you, who do you think Wells should give his rose to?
Well, look, I'm going to say you have to give it to Ashley only because it's like a fatal attraction scenario. Yeah. If you don't, she's right there. She's going to murder you. Yeah. You're not far enough away to run away from her. You got to keep her sedated.
She's like a Chad version.
Yeah, she is like Chad.
She's gonna come after me. No, that's not.
She's not. Listen, I've never seen her eat meat. She's fabulous. Well, listen, obviously tonight's episode started with Kayla leaving Paradise, and you know, say what you will about her, but I think we can all agree she's actually normal. My thing is, I think she's too normal for this show. And I think leaving was a baller move. Like, I watched her get in that car, Jared behind her, like T-1000. You know, I wanted the hooks to come out and him to, like, pull the bumper off. But, Paul, what was your take on the whole Kayla situation?
I kind of feel like the Bachelor in Paradise is growing up a little bit. Like, she took an emotional, smart move. Yeah. It's, you know, for me, I'm bummed because I want to see the drama. But for her as a person, I think it's a great move.
I do. Flula, you've been so quiet.
I'm so pensive because there are so many things that happened in this show that touched me and my soul is so deep. I'm still processing. Don't judge.
Can you just never stop talking? Like, that is just my favorite thing. So what do you think of the Kayla drama then?
I'm so excited. It's like, you know, when a man who has a nice rap show drops a microphone. She dropped like a seashell or something.
This is like Sprockets Live. I feel like I want to get like tiny glasses out and just have a little moment with my monkey with you. All right, Paul, who do you feel the worst for? I mean, Jared, Kayla, or Ashley? It's a hard question.
You know, I would feel bad for Jared, but I don't think he has enough of a backbone. I think like he's got to say to her at a certain point, like, It's over. It's done. Like, just be clear. Like, if he was the Bachelor, he'd kind of give out rose petals instead of the full rose. Like, am I here? Am I going? I don't know what to do. Like, every girl would be like, I think he's giving me mixed signals, you know?
It's like Coming to America. He's just like tossing rose petals down, which is actually romantic. Now, Wells, first of all, it's such an honor to be sitting next to you. People love you. When you asked Ashley out, everybody in the pool cheered. It felt very like prom photo, like embarrassing parent. Why didn't you just run away?
At the time, it didn't seem weird to me because I hadn't been there, so I just assumed that like that's what happened every time.
But did you know of Ashley I?
I did. I knew that she was very emotional.
You were being set up like the end of Usual Suspects. They pinned the whole thing on you. They just brought you in. They're like, yeah.
Like watching it back in the moment, I think I was like, all right, who should I go on a date with? And I was just like, oh, okay. And then watching it back, it was like, oh my God, they were all.
Was it not weird that everybody was saying, Wells, you should take Ashley I out? Everybody.
Like in hindsight, is 2020. But to be honest with you, like to be totally fair, I walked in there and I took stock of everyone, and I remember thinking, like, Ashley is the most beautiful girl here. Yeah. So when people were saying that to me and she was, like, available, I was like, hell yeah, let's...
And she liked you, and then you guys went on a date, and to Ashley's credit, she did eat on your date, which almost never happens. You never see a woman eating. I'm always like, how do these bitches live?
Dogs and tacos.
No, truly. I'm like, what? Dogs and tacos is the perfect date.
Like, it's my brand, man. I loved it.
We've got to talk about when she talks to you about music. Obviously, you're a music guy. Can we just say you could get the Emmy for Best Acting when she says her favorite band is Hanson? And you're like, cool. Like, that is that's not the response. What were you really thinking?
Wait, let him chug.
Yeah, 2 liters.
Okay, now go.
Hanson.
Yeah.
Mbop.
Yeah. What I loved about that whole thing was that I feel like I got to teach like millions of 13-year-old girls who David Byrne is and who the Talking Heads are, and I feel like that's a win for like the entire humanity.
Yes.
So I feel good about it.
You had a moment.
Yeah.
I feel like once
Hanson
Ashley loses her virginity, her band will change. Like, that's my theory. Like, it won't be Hanson, it'll be like someone
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, exactly. Then she'll get dark. I can't wait.
Well.
Wow. Hey, live TV folks. Okay, listen, keep moaning, but listen, one thing that really got everyone talking this week was the confrontation between Josh and everybody. Take a look at this.
Craziness ensued last night after the rose ceremony when Josh, like, confronts us all about bad things that have been said about him.
Twins had said to Amanda that somebody had said to her, and there's a bunch of he said, she said, and he said
Josh is still full of but has real feelings for Amanda.
She said,
I don't want to tell you.
Tell me.
Josh's intentions aren't pure with you.
She said,
maybe your intentions aren't good.
He said,
because my dog's been battling cancer.
Josh freaked out. Everybody's walking happily back to their rooms, and Josh confronts the group and is like, hang on a second. Everybody calm down. What's going on here? And like Nick stands up and says, yeah, I said some things. And Josh just had this intensity that was very high.
Josh approached the situation in this way.
I really like this girl. You're messing everything up. Ah!
Instead, he could have been like, you guys, somebody said something. It's not true. Like, if you have a problem with me, you can come, talk to me. Like, I'm open to that, but I love this girl. And, like, I want things to be okay. And instead he was like, ah!
Okay, Bachelor Nation, we want to hear from you. Do you think Josh is here for the right reasons? Yes, no, or pizza? Sean, how do you feel about it?
I've witnessed him make love to pizza on TV, so it's got to be pizza, right?
I think it is, too. His roof of his mouth ruined. Paul, what do you think?
I think there's something up. I mean, Nick is acting like the detective in Stranger Things. Like, he knows there's something going on in that facility. He doesn't know what, but he's trying to uncover it. He's trying to get there.
And Josh is on the upside down, and then 11 shows up, and it's a different show. Fleur, what do you think?
I love Josh because he's passionate about all the things, even the things that are not important. And you need a man like that in every show.
Leave it to a German to defend Josh, by the way. God bless. Wells, what do you think?
I think pizza, because pizza's the answer.
Pizza's the answer.
Yes.
Listen, Wells has got it. All right, well, 66% of you think Josh is not here for the right reasons. I am shocked.
He's full of rage. He is a rage machine.
No.
I mean, I think that, like, you know, he eats that pizza, he eats those Skittles. By the way, that Skittles eating thing was disgusting. Can you taste the flavor of Skittles?
Yeah.
That's a range.
She nailed it. That was even weirder, is that she was right.
Yeah. Oh.
His dog had its leg amputated. I'd be filled with rage, too, if I had a three-legged
I mean, throw the guy a pack of Skittles. Leave him be.
Are we going to see another dead dog montage maybe by the final episode?
Oh, God. Flula's begging for it.
Of a live dog sleeping, not an actual dead dog, just a sleeping dog.
No, next week we have, like, the leg on the table. What am I saying? All right, well, coming up, we no longer have to wonder what was going on in Kayla's mind, because everybody, she's here to tell us. And then Jared will join us. Are they still together, or did Ashley I ruin everything? Find out right here on After Paradise.
Wells is the Bachelor in Paradise.
He is the Bachelor.
Basically, Wells is just the Bachelor.
Ashley, I would like to take you out on a date.
Would you like to go on my date with me?
Of course.
Yay!
Would you go on a date with me?
Of course.
Yay!
All I want is like one really, really strong connection so I can start saying no to these dates.
So a virgin, a Canadian, and a Russian walk into a bar. The punchline is the bar explodes and I die, I think. It's not funny.
Welcome back to After Paradise. Sean and I are here with Paul, Flula, and Wells. Wells,
Yeah.
you were the most popular guy in Paradise.
I know.
What does it feel like? It must be exhausting to be that desired.
It's just, it's very odd.
Yeah.
I haven't had 3 dates in the past year.
What?
And then I walk into Mexico and that happened. So it was very interesting. I was out of my element.
It's the same reason I go to Taco Bell. The
Yes.
second I grab that Crunchwrap Supreme, they're like, what are you doing later? Well, okay, so Paul, I want to ask you, do you think that Kayla did the right thing by leaving?
I do think she made the right decision because she knew there was a no-win situation here. You cannot be going out with somebody while the person who's trying to actively sabotage you is 5 feet away, sometimes even closer.
That's true.
You know?
Sometimes really close.
Like way too close.
Yeah.
Those eyelashes were touching her.
Like Eskimo kisses. Sean, what do you think?
Yeah, I do. I think she made the right choice because she had this gnat flying around her relationship with Jared, named Ashley, and I want to see what Kayla and Jared can do together as a couple, and that wasn't possible with Ashley.
That's true. And Flula, what do you think?
It's like when you're in the library and trying to read a nice novel and everyone is screaming at you and you just want to read Anne of Green Gables. Get out of the library.
Guys, that is really how he talks. I want you to know I thought it was a bit. That's him. All right, everybody. Well, it is time to find out what actually happened after Paradise. Everybody give it up for Kayla. Get on out here. Kayla, welcome. Everyone sit. People love you. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you. You're as Disney as I imagined. Like I like have heart eyes. I'm like, she's so beautiful. Kayla, what was it like walking down the steps into Paradise for the first time?
Walking down the steps, it was breathtaking first off, but it was also very nerve-wracking because you don't know what you're walking into, what people are there, what people aren't there, and you know, I was just very optimistic.
So I think a lot of people want to know, because you asked Jared out on your first date.
Yes.
Why did you pick Jared?
I picked Jared because, I mean, if you meet him, he's just so humble and so kind, and I wanted to hear what the big hype was about. Everyone's talking about how amazing he is, and so I wanted to figure that out for myself.
When you picked Jared, did that conversation you had with Ashley, did that pop into your mind at all?
It did. It was kind of like that ghost that you want to, like, keep in the closet, but it was kind of looming, and I think I just kind of ignored that and wanted to hope for the best.
Well, you didn't get the best. That's very obvious.
Yeah.
So here's the question. When you saw Ashley there, because you guys were friends, right? Like, she was here, she was talking about it. Were you happy to see her, or were you, like, a little bit, like, nail-biting?
When I first saw her, I was really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, my girlfriend's here. And then I saw her face, and I was like, no.
Like holding a knife, Jason Mack.
Yeah.
Like, wait, that's not Ashley.
Don't you think that the group brought it on themselves because they had a chance? She was like, can I come back? And everyone's like, yeah. Why? Get out! No, stay.
She's not.
I know, and she's lovely, but I feel like no, I was surprised that no one was like, yeah. No, you can't come back, right? I mean, were you surprised? Did you want to say no, get out of here?
I mean, no one wants to be the only person saying, like, hey, you should, like, skedaddle.
But but you and Carly were like, yeah, get out.
That would have been amazing, by the way, if the two of you would have been like, bitch, bye, bye.
But that's not how the show works.
I'm watching at home, and I'm wondering, are you thinking, like, Jared, at some point you have to say something? Because I felt like Jared was almost enabling her obsession.
I mean, you always want the man you're with to kind of root for you and kind of step up for you, but at the same time, it was their personal relationship, and I wanted them to deal with it on their own terms.
I want to ask you, like, it's so funny looking at you, just as watching the show, the two of you here, I feel like I'm dreaming. But was it this is really what I want to know, was it as scary when you were there? Like, did you actually feel a feeling of dread, or is that just what we're seeing at home?
No, I did. I felt that feeling of dread, and you can feel when someone hates you. You can feel daggers in someone's eyes.
Trust me, this guy. I'm kidding. Go on.
And when they're sleeping in the bed next to you and you wake up to that and you fall asleep to that, you know, it isn't that great.
Did you ever wake up in the middle of the night and she was just looking at you, like eyes open, watching you?
Breathing heavy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I sleep with my eyes closed, so.
Oh my God, what a freak.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you, when did it all kind of go wrong? Like, at what point did it just all fall apart?
I think the point it fell apart was, I feel like as soon as we got back from our date and she arrived, it was kind of bad news bears. Because there was a point where she took Emily and Haley aside and spoke to them and wanted some girl talk. And as soon as she came back, it was just nonstop crying. And the floodgates had opened, and I was the target.
I call it Crytanic, because it was just an endless flow.
So the whole season, Ashley's calling you fake, along with a number of other names.
Right.
And so I kept thinking, okay, if we continue to watch Kayla, she's going to show us something. Like, there's a dark side to her. We never saw a dark side, and it seems like you're just like a nice, genuine, sincere person. So where's this coming from?
You know, I think people all have defense mechanisms, and mine is to smile. And some people, they choose to cry. And she just liked to poke fun at me, and it was coming from a place of hate and pain. And
that's mature, and we're gonna talk more about that, but we have to go to break. So coming up, everybody, Jared is here, I'm freaking, to tell his side of the story, and later we are announcing the new Bachelor. Get excited. But first, you know Evan was actually growing on me this week, no penis pun intended, and then he did this. Don't go away.
Drops the mic all around. No, I can't. No, I can't at all. Here's a little story about a girl named Carly. Here's a little story about a girl. Here's a little story about a girl named Carly. Chilling on a beach, relaxing. DJ beat.
Your street cred is like through the roof.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh man, I'm killing it.
Paradise Live, Sean and I are here with Paul Scheer, Flulaborg, Wells, and Kayla. So Kayla, we saw that you and Jared left Paradise together in an Uber black chic. What happened after you guys left?
Well, the Uber is super chic, and it's the only way to drive, but...
Free ads, we love that. Go on.
Unfortunately, we couldn't do that all the time, and once we got home, we started dating, and we were together for about 6 weeks, but we're no longer together.
6 weeks, it's actually fairly long, so can I ask what happened? I know, Paul, I'm upset. I'm like, wait, what happened after you guys left?
We dated. I went, visited his family, we visited each other, and unfortunately, we just weren't the right fit, and there were other forces that contributed.
Mystical forces.
Mystical forces. Yes, exactly.
And you guys lived close. Because you're in New York, he's in Rhode Island, so it was like easy for you to kind of long distance it, right? But 6 weeks, wow. And you met his parents?
We did. Yes, I did.
Go?
It was great. They are the kindest people in the whole wide world.
I mean,
they
who wouldn't love her?
An amazing son. Yeah.
But
oh my gosh.
Was Ashley still a factor?
We just couldn't really get past Paradise, and friends call him often, and and he answers. And, you know, things were brought up that we couldn't really let go of, and it made it really hard to move forward.
Well, so I want to ask you, because watching the show, obviously you're seeing this now for the first time as we are.
Yeah.
Does it actually affect your relationship after Paradise if you're still dating someone?
Yeah, it's weird. I think that when you leave the show, you're like, I know what happened, and I'm going to live that reality. And then you watch it back, and it does skew that reality a little bit, and it sucks because some of those conversations that you're watching, you didn't see happen in front of you, and yeah, it definitely warps everything for you. And so I don't know the answer, you know, like, I think that some of those things happen, and then I think some of those things maybe didn't happen, and I'm still like trying to figure it out.
I know, we all are.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think it's clear that this experience was incredibly hard for Kayla. So here's a deleted scene that shows the emotional toll Paradise took on her.
I picked myself up after the Bachelor, and I worked really hard to move on. I haven't been my full self with anybody that I've dated because I was afraid that I would scare them away, and I did. I did just that, and so I blame myself for that ending. And I just feel like I'm gonna scare everybody away from my real self. I've worked really, really hard to create my own life, and I am tired. And then I just kind of walk into the middle of some drama. This is not the ideal situation to walk into. Not at all.
Well, that was emotional. But anyways, we have a caller on the line, Jennifer from Boca. Hi, Jennifer. What's your question?
Hi. I just want to know, do you think Jared needs to cut all ties with Ashley I in order for each of them to find love?
Kayla, what do you think?
I hope not, but
be
it is
real. Be real.
Okay, I'll be real.
Be real.
You want to be real?
Yes.
I feel like we have only so much room in our hearts. And when you give someone this much amount of time and this much amount of love, you don't have room for anyone else.
That's exactly the answer. Thank you.
And that goes for both sides.
Do you think that he's leading her on? Because it's weird when you watch him with her. It's sort of like he can just say like this is never going to happen, but he doesn't.
You know, coming from one nice person to another nice person,
yeah, sure. Thank you.
Understand where he's coming from. No, you do.
By the way, are we ranking everybody? Now I'm like mad. I'm like, hold on.
Yes.
I just know Jared's heart, and he doesn't want to hurt anybody, and so he does it. It's like walking on broken glass, and he just tries to be very careful around her.
Right, but that's not a way to live.
Well, sometimes when you're too nice, it ends up hurting people really badly.
I think though, in Jared's defense, sometimes people hear what they want to hear, and then they decide not to hear what they do not want to hear.
Right.
Well, guys, he's here.
What?
So, yeah, Paul. So coming up, we have a sneak peek of next week's season finale. It moves so fast. And, of course, we're announcing the new Bachelor. Head explodes. But first, Ashley isn't the only person who came between Kayla and Jared. Jared may be in love with someone else. This is truly shocking. Don't go away.
Coming in with an open heart, hoping to find somebody, and it's still ultimately about, you know, two people finding love.
I'm passionate about a lot of things. A perfect example would be Rob Thomas, who I'm extremely passionate about.
Qualities I'm looking for in a woman. Somebody who loves movies and Rob Thomas.
If you could have anyone play your wedding, who would it be?
Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas. I'm mingling with Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas.
So I got to meet Rob Thomas, which was amazing. And I will, and I will.
If Jared finds out that I don't actually even know who Rob Thomas is, he might break up with me at this point.
With Paul, Lula, Wells, and Kayla. Sean, I turn to you. It's always tough facing exes. Do you have any advice for Kayla right now?
Yeah, it can be tough, but just if you have any questions, get them out now and just try to be as direct as possible. And hopefully, if there's any lingering issues, we can kind of work through them.
Who the hell is Rob Thomas?
Wow, Wells, don't jump ahead. What if he was here?
He's the next Bachelor!
Oh my God, that would be amazing, actually. Kayla, I want to ask you, because this is probably a little bit hard for you. Are you ready to see Jared face to face?
I am.
Okay, you seem ready, so I feel good about it. Well, guys, let's not waste any time. Welcome, Jared, everybody. Jared, don't come over. Take a seat.
Sit there.
Figure this out.
Sorry, we're playing musical chairs.
That's right. It's like my bat mitzvah. Just take a seat. It's fine. Paul gets it. Jared, first of all, it's like wild to look at you. I've never met you.
I know.
Welcome.
Yeah.
To Paradise.
It's great meeting you. Thank you for having me.
Is it great? Stop that. All right. Well, listen, we had Ashley on last week.
Yes.
And, you know, she's talked to us about how you guys are great friends. You have a relationship. You still constantly text and talk. I want to ask you, how would you characterize your relationship with Ashley?
Right now?
Yeah.
Friends. We're still really good friends. I mean, watching the show back is really difficult.
Yeah.
Kayla and I have talked about that a lot. I think, you know, I've definitely discussed my frustrations with Ashley in terms of what was happening in Paradise. But I think that Ashley, especially, I mean, I hate to say this, but especially after Wells came, was trying to be the best friend that she could be to me.
I want to just say one thing, because I think you're a very nice guy, but she said on air she wanted to mind you. How do you keep being a friend with somebody who said, like, I want to mind?
You know what that means?
Yeah, that means like hot times, but only in the brain with no STDs passing.
That's wonderful. When I saw that, I was surprised. I was surprised. Like, I've never seen that side of Ashley. Like,
yeah, I think unfortunately jealousy kind of brings a bad side out of all of us, and I'm certainly not going to judge Ashley nor anybody here by some things that she said on camera, unfortunately, because I know that I've said a lot of things that I don't mean as well, and Ashley and I have talked about that a lot. And I've discussed my frustrations with what she has said in Paradise. But there's a lot of things that aren't shown, and there are a lot of things that are said that unfortunately don't make it on the television edit. And those are very important conversations to me. Based on what was shown,
I have to say, like, it does seem like even just being friends with her, and she's a great girl, but it just seemed like you are kind of leading her on a little bit, I will say, just as a fan.
Yeah.
But
no, absolutely. You can. Yeah. And so, I mean, we had a very difficult and direct conversation in February, and I honestly thought that I wasn't going to really talk to Ashley anymore. But we ended up, like, I think I texted her and said, hey, are you okay? Because I hadn't talked to her in a few weeks. And
you sure didn't say you up. Hey, you up?
Yeah, you up, question mark.
that Bitmoji, like, what's up?
Yeah. And,
God bless.
You know, we kind of talked about how we'd rather be each other's friends and a part of each other's lives than not be a part of each other's lives. And what happened was, and then we just hung out a lot of times, and everything was fine and everything was great. And
why did things end with Kayla then, I guess, is the question?
Well, I think we talked about this numerous times, that we just, I mean, it was great. You came to Rhode Island a few times, and I went to New York, and we had a lot of great moments. But we had some bad moments too, and we had some really difficult conversations. And I think when I went to that, you know, up to New York, or down to New York, excuse me, I think we just both figured that this wasn't right. Something was wrong. And
Jared, I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, you are a nice guy, and everybody seems to love you, so that goes to your character. But, you know, as long as you keep Ashley in your life, if it's not Kayla, it's going to be the next person or the next person. And I feel like unless you're direct and say, listen, you might see yourselves as friends, but what we see is someone who's madly in love with you and wants to tear your relationship apart,
Do you think she got in your head? I mean, that's what a lot of people are asking.
No, and Ashley was not the only person to approach me about not investing too much into Kayla, because Kayla's feelings might not be as strong for me as I feel towards her. There was about a handful of people that came up to me. Ashley was the only person shown. So when I think Ashley's delivery was far off, and I think she was the most dramatic in terms of who approached me.
I don't know, dramatic is the word I would use.
Do you ever want to be like, let's do it. Let's go all in on Ashley and just try to date her for a while?
No, well, like, I mean, Ashley's talked about, you know, the late last year, we had a night where we ended up kissing, and We had
what?
She's already talked many times about this.
You guys, you guys straight up
I am
up.
right here. I am like here.
I know. I'm sorry.
A lot going on. You'll live. You have like 9 people in line for you. It's okay.
But we've talked many times since then about that, and then we had that very big conversation in February, and ever since then, I felt really good about what we had and the friendship that we do have, and
well, guys,
I was wrong.
I have to say, coming up, and this is kind of a surprise, she's back. Ashley is here, and we'll finally get to the bottom of all of this. Plus, we've got an exclusive sneak peek at next week's season finale. And later, we are revealing the new Bachelor, so please stick around. You will freak out. Thank you. She is here. It's the straw that broke the Kayla's back. Let's not waste any time. Ashley, come on out, girl. Welcome back to After Paradise. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I feel great.
Okay,
Thanks for asking. I'm a little tense. I think everyone kind of is.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask you, do you kind of accept a little bit of responsibility for what happened to Jared and Kayla?
Not really.
No.
I feel like Jared knows, I hope he knows that I was protecting him and I was looking out for his best interests. And I do feel sorry about interfering so much. I should have given him the dignity to make his own choices and to see where everything went, and I shouldn't have stepped in as much as I did, and I'm really sorry for that.
It's okay.
Hey, if there's one thing we got out of this, it was that I got over him romantically. But I'm glad to call him such a good friend of mine.
And I also want to say, too, that like everybody's been saying that you've been interfering so much. And in all honesty, yes, I was listening to what you're saying, but at the same time, I didn't really care. Like, I still wanted to go after Kayla.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody questions that or not, but I still followed my heart.
I have one question. Do you know who Rob Thomas is?
Oh, I'm very educated on Rob Thomas now.
It's like a prerequisite to even like text Jared. You have to like know the Wikipedia page.
Is he the founder of Wendy's or who?
Yes. No, Rob Thomas, famous for his chicken nuggets.
So,
he's the greatest man alive.
Yeah, it is.
My name, yeah.
So I have a question, and it's been bothering me all season. Am I missing something? You've said some pretty harsh, vile things about Kayla. And so as I'm watching, I'm thinking, okay, eventually the curtain's going to drop. We're going to see this ugly side. But she just seems like a sweet, genuine, sincere person.
I think a lot of things happened off camera that I'm not going to go into right now. But I am sorry for calling her the names that I did. That was emotional vomit, to be honest. I shouldn't have said what I did. I was kind of like a girl sitting in her bedroom with her girlfriends talking about the girl that the guy was with, you know, now. But yeah, I used some bad words, and I'm sorry for that.
Should you have come back? Do you think that, like, in retrospect now, should you have left when you first left, or are you happy that you went back?
I'm happy that I went back.
Well, that's great to hear. And Ashley, thank you for being here, genuinely. And, you know, everyone here is fabulous. But listen, next week is the final rose ceremony. Who will stay together? Who will break up? We have a sneak peek of the finale. Take a look at this.
Waking up this morning, I feel very weird in a bad way. I think last night I went to bed with a lot of unanswered questions. There's just certain little things that, like, you talk to someone about before you get engaged. And I feel like I haven't had enough of those with her, and now there's no more time.
I do want you to know that thus far, I've never loved anybody like I love you, Lace. And I mean that. I really do. But it's a hard thing to tell somebody, you know, hey, there's a chance I'm going to propose to you, and there's also a chance that I'm not going to propose to you right now because we need more time.
But I feel like either way, we can get engaged and still get to know each other. No rush on a wedding. Why did we get tattoos if you're just going to wake up the next morning and question if we should be engaged or not?
God bless. Oh, my God. God bless Lace and her eyelashes. We love you. Let's what Bachelor Nation thinks at home about this situation. Who should get engaged next week? Is it Grace, Kevin, Jamanda, or Plamp? That's pizza and lamp. Sean, who do you think should get engaged next week?
Kevin, because let me tell you, Evan just doesn't stop. He's relentless. He's the Rudy of Bachelor in Paradise.
I love Rudy.
I want to see him make it all the way to the altar.
I'll be the Charles S. Dutton, just like clapping in the back. Paul, what do you think?
I'm right there with you. I mean, they're the most fun couple ever because you go in and you didn't think they were going to happen, then they did happen, and they kind of seem like the most solid couple in Bachelor history so far. Like, no, I mean, on air.
I got a kid at home, Paul. What more do you want?
Flula, what do you think?
Oh, I'm tripling down on that idea. It's nothing more sassy than to see a man who looks like confused and old on the court, and then he dunks it, you know?
I'm moving to Germany. It's official. Okay. Well, 68% of you think that Kevin should get engaged. So you were right. I will say they're a great couple. You guys know them. We're very excited. Can I just say a genuine thank you, Kayla, Jared, and Ashley. It's really brave of you guys to come on here, and I want to really thank you guys. Wells, Flula, Paul, thank you guys so much. Sean and I are clearing the deck because we have some very important business up next. In just a minute, we are revealing the new Bachelor. You're going to die. We'll be right back. Sean, you're going to freak. Shaking. Sean is here for me. This is it. You've been tweeting at us. You sat through Ashley crying all for this moment. We have the honor of announcing the next Bachelor. I'm freaking out. Sean, do you remember this moment?
No, because they didn't announce me until I started filming. But it seems like a really cool moment.
No, it's such a cool moment, and I don't even know what to say. I think you guys are going to be very happy. You've been waiting for it, and all I have to say is it's such an honor, so let's just bring him out. Are you guys ready? Okay. Please give it up for your new Bachelor. Come on out. Look how good you look. Damn, man.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I am shaking. Everyone's like truly freaking out.
Nobody saw this coming. Nobody.
Nikki, how excited are you?
I'm very excited. I'm more nervous.
No,
I'm very excited.
You should be. Okay, so now listen, you're still on the show.
Yes.
Bachelor in Paradise, what we're here for. And you're dating Jen. So how is this going to work out? Just explain it to me.
Well, can't talk spoilers, but Jen is an amazing woman, one of the best, and you'll have to watch to see how it ends. But
okay. Spoiler alert, it doesn't end.
Yeah, obviously we don't end up together.
Yeah, it's not like a throuple season, like you're not like finding a third person. No. I want to ask you, thanks one person who got that, how do you prepare to be the next Bachelor? It's such a big deal. You're ready. I mean, you're ready.
I've certainly had the practice, right?
That's right.
But in all seriousness, I don't know if anything really prepares you for it, but
maybe some crunches and push-ups. I don't know.
I'm gonna do a lot of push-ups. But honestly, I think I'm definitely ready for it. I'm very excited. I've had an interesting journey throughout this process. It hasn't worked out so far, and hopefully this time around, maybe things will end up on a more positive note.
It is so cool. It's so cool to root for you, seeing as how you weren't the best portrayed guy. Is that a nice way of putting it on the first two go-rounds?
You know?
But now it seems like everybody's rooting for you. People genuinely want you to find love, and people think that you're sincere in your search for finding love too. And I think that's why you have such a big fan base now.
It's your redemption season.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm very nervous, but I can't be more excited about the possibility of it actually all working out. So.
I find your nerves very enticing, so you should probably chill out. But listen, I'm so excited for you and your journey, but we have some other people who want to wish you well. So everybody, Ben and Lauren are joining us via Skype. Ben and Lauren, yay! Hi, guys.
Hey, buddy.
Oh my God, any advice for Nick?
Oh, man. Nick, congratulations. Nick, congratulations, buddy. And,
Thanks,
my advice to you is simply this, and I'm sure Sean can agree with me. There's going to be times in this that there's no right decision. There's going to be really tough moments, but in the end, it can really work out well, and it can be the best experience you ever had. So buckle up. Your life is about to change big time, but all for the better. And Lauren, I have your back.
They're like so in love. They have Siamese. Do they look like they're attached? Well, guys, thank you so much. You know I love you. Guys, Ben and Lauren, Happily Ever After, will premiere Tuesday, October 11th at 8 p.m. on Freeform. So everyone tune in for that. And I actually think we have a caller on the line. Hello, caller.
Well, hello, good evening.
It's my mother, everybody. Hi, Mom. Oh, my God. This is like sort of my worst nightmare. Hi, Mom. How are you?
We are great. We are in Miami. It's raining. It's also primaries election night.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, listen, CNN, let's get to the question.
Let's talk politics.
All right, Ma. So listen, what do you have to ask our new Bachelor, Nick?
I have a question for him. Nick, I'm a mother of a very pretty single girl. I want to know what qualities are you looking for in a partner?
Don't answer.
Well, I mean, I've always liked confidence.
She lacks it.
As I like armadillo roll out of the studio.
Tall women.
Thank you, Mom.
So, yeah, I've always been very attracted to women who are very confident and know their own self-worth, and someone who makes me a better person and challenges me and isn't afraid to, you know, give it as much as I like to. So.
Okay, well, I better get to work.
Yeah.
We have another call, Mackenzie from Washington, D.C. Hi, Mackenzie. What do you have to ask?
Hi. Well, we just wanted to congratulate Nick. We think he really deserves love, and we're really excited to watch his season. Do
you understand how many people adore you?
No, but thanks.
Like, you genuinely, when I found out, I mean, I'm still so excited for you. I think it's going to be one of the best seasons ever of the show. You're going to kill it. Don't be nervous. Everybody adores you. It's just true. And we want to wish you good luck, Nick. We really love you. And everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. And thanks to all of our guests. We will see you next week. It's the season finale. Tune in. Good night, everybody.